Today, on The Bold and the Beautiful, as Electra and Comer reacted to the shock that Deke's boyfriend is Remy, Brooke put Deacon on the spot about his marriage. Credit: CBS screenshot. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. As the episode began, Deke was blindsided as Electra expressed her horror that Remy, of all people, is his boyfriend. "It's really good to see you," Remy told his victim. "Bro, no, just no. Read the room." Will was ready to lunge at Remy when an utterly confused Deke finally asked how Electra knew his beau. Only then did Remy's dark secret begin to come out. "What are you not telling me?" Remy explained to Deke that he and Electra had been besties in high school, and he'd moved to LA to be near her. Nuh-uh. That wasn't the part that Will wanted Remy to cop to. "Tell Deke how you used and traumatized Electra," Will ordered. "I was a different person back then," Remy sobbed. When Remy's account of what had transpired wasn't explicit enough, Electra, Ivy, and Katie filled in the blanks, making it clear to Deke that his honey had released fake nudes of the jewelry designer on the internet. "I didn't want to lose her," Remy cried. He wanted to get her other friends to turn their backs on her, so he could be her only one. On the plus side, Remy tried to say, Electra left for LA because of his actions. And hey, that had worked out pretty well, hadn't it? Yeah, no, that diversion wasn't going to cut it. She then reminded Remy that when she'd found the stalker wall in his apartment, he'd chased her like an animal. In other words, as Will put it to Deke, Remy's not the person you think. At Il Giardino, Brooke told Deacon that she was there to check on him and talk about the Lope wedding. When she gleaned that he was thinking of reuniting with Sheila, she gasped, "Deacon, no!" "Why?" Brooke then reminded him that his wife had lied to him. So how on earth could he take her back? "Taylor," he said, adding that she'd, stirred something in him. When Brooke pushed, Deacon shoved back, metaphorically speaking, and insisted that Sheila was what he wanted, even if that meant he'd soon be given the third degree by Deke and Hope. Talk then turned to Deke and his welcome to Forrester party. In Taylor's office, she was distracted from updating her notes on Deacon with daydreams about her patient. Just then, in walked Sheila like she owned the place. "Deacon came home," she said, "and it's all because of you." She wasn't looking for insight into her husband. She just wanted to thank Taylor for taking her marriage in her capable, caring hands. "It's quite evident that you made an impact on Deacon." "Whatever Deacon chose, that was his choice," Taylor insisted. Nevertheless, Sheila wasn't done fawning all over the shrink she only recently threatened to murder. She went on to blather about how sexy her husband is, a bona fide catch, and admit that she'd worried he'd turn to someone else. In turn, Taylor reassured Sheila that Deacon adored her. In the episode's final moments, Sheila told Taylor she'd have to be on her best behavior from here on out. And this time she meant it. "Sure, Jan." At the same time, Deacon and Brooke recapped how Deke had gotten the gig at Forrester on his own merits, not because he's Hope's brother. Yes, we know. Before Brooke left the eatery, she got in one last crack about how she'd hoped Taylor would make Deacon see that there are other women out there. Oh, judging from his and Taylor's his and hers daydreams about one another, it's safe to say that the doc opened his eyes to different possibilities. A tearful Remy admitted that he did what Ivy and Co. said he did. But I was struggling with who I was back then. "I was going through some kind of breakdown," he suggested. "I'm so sorry, Electra. Just please hear me out." "Nah, nobody was going to do that. All I want is a second chance," he told Electra. "Can you look into that big heart and forgive me? I'm begging you. Maybe it's just the way Christian Weissman is playing it, but isn't it weirdly easier to feel sorry for Remy than it's ever been for Luna? Then again, he didn't murder 2 people and engage in a daycare shootout."